Too often, sometimes it's not genuine, it's just for the sake of ticking a box, and we can feel and see and hear that because then, they engage us or engage people or don't even engage them at all. But when a problem occurs or when there's an inquest into something, or then want to look for Indigenous people to then come and be a part of the change.
I've been experiencing a lot of forums and a lot of conferences and discussions about what we want as young people, and it was always met with awesome support at the beginning, and then from that, after the forum and after the conferences, after those things, it would just dissipate as if what's happening next. And so I call it a forum trauma. It's like I don't want to go to another forum because I feel like our voices will be heard on the day, but that voices will stay in that forum, and won't leave.
I really think that white people honestly need to prove their intent. Like, who the hell are you? Where are you from? Why are you here? Why do you want this?
I'd like to feel that you understand where I'm coming from. I'd like to see that you understand me, who I am as a person, who my mob are. Yeah.
And my experience with mental health system has been really isolating. I've been in therapy since I was like 13, and I never found someone who made me feel safe. Yeah, just like opening my heart to providers who didn't understand me and made no effort to learn.
For us to truly express ourselves and completely be comfortable, we have to see that they have an interest,
We always talk about ourselves from a deficit approach, and I think that there's just so much strength within all of us in cultural ways and protocols and stories and all that sort of stuff that should be recognised and be fueling more of the fire that we talk about being in our bellies,
They need to unlearn that bullshit that black people are stuck in the deficit model before they even step foot and actually make that step to talk with black people.
Start very small little things and really creating a relationship that's beyond professional.
They need to come into our world, they need to come out on country, they need to sit down out bush, they need to sit around a fire and listen to old people and hear the stories about and understand the multi-layered complex systems that actually make up Aboriginal culture.
And what we need to do to build better relationships is by understanding the community itself as a whole. And only way we can actually understand the community as a whole is by doing those 3 L's that I've spoken about, is listen, learn, and then lead. Only way you can actually truthfully understand and love something and respect something is by actually shutting your mouth and listening. And that's what the health services don't do very much.
We're getting into spaces now where we are able to influence change, and we're learning to walk in a Western world in a more influential and positive way.
Like, we already know how to do this. Black fellas aren't broken. Like, we have been through so much. There's so much resilience there.
Something is wrong. Something is absolutely wrong. How can we not be like, hold you accountable, but more so, how can we support a shift in this culture, a shift in what is currently being, happening? Because there's so much programs here that there should be impact. There should be better outcome.
The systems and the structures of this society, they weren't made for us. They weren't made for Aboriginal people, and that's the problem, especially when it comes to mental health. We know how to help our own mob, and we know how to help ourselves. But what we need is to be seen as the experts and to have our voices heard and valued before we start seeing any better outcomes. That's why we need to be at the centre of these projects. That's why we need to be at the centre of these systems.